Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dave from Tomball. Today is Sunday, July 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, July 7th, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. And I wanted to do a little talk today about some fears that some people have about electric cars, and my wife being one of them. But before I do that, I want you all to hear something, because this is really cool. And if you're not new to EVs, this is nothing surprising, but I want you to hear my engine turn on. You hear the roar of that mighty powerful engine? What? You don't hear anything? Well, neither do I. But the engine, the electric motor is turned on. And when I turn the AC on, you hear the AC running more than you do anything else when you're sitting at a still. And here's my window going up. That's probably more noise than you'll hear in anything. Anyway, let me turn my AC on. And I shall turn down to about 69. Turn the fan down. That way it doesn't interfere with the audio of this video here. Anyway, okay, so it's according to my temperature gauge on my leaf here, it's 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's hot. But I've had it in a lot more hot weather. I've had it up to 98, almost 100 degrees sometimes when I've been driving it. But anyway, I'll get to that. One of the fears that I hear quite often is, that car is going to blow up. It's electrical. It's going to sit there and catch fire. It's going to short out. I don't think I've ever heard of an electric vehicle shorting out, number one. And the only time I've ever heard of a battery catching fire is when the very few vehicles have actually crashed, and whatever happened and had a fire. But that's like very few. And if you look at the statistics, and I don't have the numbers right now, so don't hold me to anything, but if you look at the statistics about internal combustion engines, they happen all the time. Cars catch on fire, they explode. You don't hardly ever hear about it in the news because it's old hat. We're all used to it, we just kind of like want to ignore it. But electric vehicles, they're brand new, and so people have a lot of fears about them. But anyway, as my wife says, and she's not the only one, I just use my wife as an example. I wouldn't pay a dime for an electric car. I wouldn't pay a penny. You're going to be stranded on the side of the road, and who knows what's going to happen. Well, I'm here to tell you, I've had this car for 3 months now, and I've driven it down to Galveston and back, and it was hot then. It was in the 90s. That's back when I first got it, about 3 months ago. About 3 weeks after I got it, I took a trip down there just to see if I could do it, and I did it, of course. And then about a month ago, let's see, what was it, the beginning of June, my wife, she went off to France with her daughter and friends and stuff from the school. And so while she's gone, I decided to take a trip out to, I went all the way to Brenham, went all the way to Austin, Bastrop to be exact. Then I cut down, was it 71? I cut down to I-10, Columbus. And from there back to Katy Mills Mall, and then from there back home here in Spring. And I'm telling you, it was hot. I didn't use my AC because I wanted to save on electricity. But, so it was hot, believe me. It was like 98, sometimes I think it was even 100. But it was hot all the way. And the first time I charged it, I used level 2 charging. And that was at a Best Western in Brenham. And then I charged again at a level 2 up in McDade, Texas. That was near near Bastrop. And then in Bastrop I charged at the Bastrop at the Best Western. The only thing they had for me to charge with was a 110 outlet, and that was in the mechanical shed of the pool. The pool was very nice, by the way. But anyway, I experienced charging with the 110 there, and from there I went on down 71 towards Columbus on I-10, and halfway there I stopped again at a Best Western and charged again there, and it was 98 degrees, hot, and I used their 110 outlet. It's the only outlet they had, but they were really nice and let me use it. And from there I made it all the way down to Columbus, and I keep saying Columbus, but somehow I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right or if it's, but anyway, let's just use Columbus, okay? And anyway, from there I used a Chatamo charger at Snappy's Market. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 charging stations there. 3 of them were CCS chargers, for Teslas and certain other electric vehicles. And they had 1 Chatamo, and I used the Chatamo, and it was hot. And I charged it using that, and charged my batteries up to 80% in 30 minutes. Didn't cost me a dime. So far this whole trip hasn't cost me a dime up to Columbus. And then I sat there, and from there, and then when I looked at the temperature of the battery, it was sort of kind of close to the red line, but it wasn't at the red line. So I'm tootled on down the road and got down to Katy and stopped into the Katy Mills Mall and hooked up to the Chatamo charge there and charged up to 80%. Wandered around the mall a little bit for 30 minutes. When I got back, I had 80%, 85% charge, and the temperature was kind of redlining, but still, it hadn't caught on fire. That's the whole point of me saying all that. It hadn't caught on fire. I didn't have any electrical problems. It's just that when it gets hot, it can possibly do a little more damage in the long run, but that's down the road quite a ways, like thousands of miles down the road. And then from, so I charged up in Katy Mills Mall, and then made it home. And it took 2 days actually for it to cool back down to the normal, which is 6 bars on the temperature gauge, which is on the left side of your screen there. But it took 2 days, but still, even after that, even when it was still hot, after one night, it dropped down from, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 bars. It dropped down to like 9, and it was still cooling down, but I used my 110 outlet and charged it full, and nothing. So, and all that time, not one fire, not one electrical problem, nothing. So, I laid that thing aside. That problem is not an issue. The other thing is, the car didn't stall out on me. It didn't sit there and stop. People didn't run over me in the road because I was, not doing 75. I think I was doing 65 most of the way. I was in the slow lane where I should have been, and nobody hit me, and the AC worked just fine. Believe me, I had the AC. No, I didn't have the AC running. What am I thinking of? Normally I would have the AC running, but on that particular trip I didn't have the AC running. It was hot, but the whole way I had no problems whatsoever. Everything worked just like a regular car, just like if I was driving in a Tacoma, Toyota Tacoma truck, or a Camry, or a Corolla, or any kind of car. It's just the same old thing. There's no difference. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys and let you know that there's not a problem. You can go anywhere that a regular car can go. It just depends on how much you want to. When you're out there on the road, you do have to use what's available, and Sometimes you can find free charging. Sometimes you have to pay a little bit. But you know, hey, it's a new world. Things are changing. And this video is all about letting you know that things may change, but it's all for the better. Okay? So, anyway, thank you very much for watching if you have. And I hope I was able to share a little something with y'all. And if you want to, you can look at the links below. I've got a link for Twitter if you feel like helping support this channel so I can continue doing videos and make improvements on it and all that stuff. You can donate to the Patreon link. It's all below. It's down there at the bottom of the screen below the title of this video. Anyway, thank you very much and hope you enjoyed it. And just remember, run EV run. All right, bye. Hey there. I'm not being sponsored by anybody, but there are some people that I buy stuff from, and I enjoy their products. I think they do a real good job of what they do. Okay, and one of the companies that I buy stuff from is called Ameresco. You see the name right here, Ameresco. Cleaner, greener, renewable energy. They deal with windmills. They deal with solar panels, batteries, the whole bit. And the people there are real friendly and real helpful. And you know, they out to help make the world a better place. And if you're in this neck of the woods here, Tomball, Spring, Houston, Conroe, this whole area here, you know, Montgomery, wherever, you know, if you have needs for solar equipment, just go down there, and it's in Tomball towards the east side of town, and I'll provide the link to their website and their address below at the bottom of this here video. You can talk to Eric or Paul or Travis. Travis is the guy I deal with a lot, but they're all real helpful and real friendly and eager to help you do your part to make the world a better place. So keep them in mind when you come around to doing solar projects. Just remember that solar helps keep the world cleaner, and with solar you can charge your electric vehicles and keep that electric vehicle running. All right, so you all have a good day, and thank you very much for watching.